So, Sonic Rumble, I love you. Okay, so you're probably wondering why and how I'm playing Sonic Rumble early. And it's because I was made an official content creator partner by Sega. Thank you so much, Sega, for this opportunity, but also thank you to everyone who has supported me and my content thus far. I'll have more to say about this towards the end of the video. Anyways, let's just dive right into it. Sonic Rumble is an upcoming battle royale game that'll be available globally for mobile devices and PC on May 8th. You race against others, collect rings, survive various challenges, and ultimately battle to be number one. Sega ended up acquiring Rovio Entertainment, who is known for Angry Birds, so the cool developers there are helping to produce this game. It probably explains why Sonic Rumble is so fun to play. I did get a chance to play Sonic Rumble before on my mobile phone last year when they had the closed beta test, and I remember thinking the game was pretty cool back then. But wasn't it something I would really play much since I'm not personally a mobile gamer? Well, Sega heard the cries of many and have created a PC version of the game, and honestly, I can really see myself playing this a lot more now. The PC version has been wonderful to play so far. I haven't personally run into any issues that have messed with my enjoyment of the game, and I've been playing using my PS4 controller hooked up to my computer. Been a great time. The game, from what I can tell, has been running at a smooth 60 frames per second as well. It's kind of a known thing at this point, but this is pretty much Sega's take on Fall Guys, which is not a bad thing. If you're into that, or even just like Sonic, then I'm sure Rumble will be a fun alternative to play, or it'll just outright replace Fall Guys for you. I've only ever played like maybe 1 or 2 rounds of that game, and I don't remember much about it, so definitely not the one for an in-depth comparison between the two. But what I can do at the very least is highlight the multitude of things that Rumble has going for it and what I love about it so far. First, let's get that story out the way. Yes, there's a story. A silly one. Eggman sends Sonic an invitation to play a game in his Egg Toyland. Sonic, never being one to run away from a challenge, even with how silly it is, decides to participate. And that's pretty much it. I find this to be so funny, but also a great way to further canonize one of Eggman's hobbies that was brought up in the IDW Sonic comics back in annual 2020 issue. To take a bit of a detour, this is the story where Eggman introduces Dr. Starline to his collection and shows his passion of building toys during his downtime. So it's actually kind of cool to get an official Sonic game where Eggman's hobbies is coming into play. Now with that out of the way, Sonic Rumble has plenty of Sonic characters to choose from. It's the usuals that you would expect to show up, like the original Genesis characters, the Adventure Era characters, and more recent ones like Zavik. I'm hopeful that more Sonic characters will be introduced in the future. Personally, I would love to see Sage, Gimeral, and Chaos playable in the game. And with plenty of characters comes customization. Sonic Rumble continues the customization trend that has been going strong in the franchise since Sonic Forces, with a wide variety of outfits for your liking. I normally don't have too much to say when it comes to customization, because I'm typically a bland guy, but with Rumble, I'm actually pretty impressed with the amount of things that's here. Like, some of these are really good callbacks to previous things in the franchise that makes the Sonic Maniac in me go crazy. I was seriously not expecting to see Police Sonic, which is a nice throwback to Waku Waku's Sonic Patrol car. At the end of a race I had, I remember looking over and seeing an Amy player, and it was a Gothic Amy outfit being worn. I remember being like, wait, whoa, that's from Sonic Runners. I remember when Sonic Runners had that event and you could unlock that variation of Amy. There's even outfits referencing what the characters wore in Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. That's really cool. It's not just the character outfits that impress me, but really just how much references and callbacks are jam-packed into this game. I consistently just kept seeing stuff all around in the game that kept putting a huge smile on my face as a longtime Sonic fan. And I love that because Sonic Rumbles just feels like a love letter to the franchise while celebrating many aspects of it. Okay, random, but I think it's really cool to see that Sonic Lost World is actually getting some love here. I know it's like the black sheep of the mainline Sonic titles now, especially with it being the only one that didn't get any representation in Sonic or Shadow Generations, and even Frontiers got a level, but hey, Lost World, you are not forgotten. You're represented here! Oh yeah, and there's even Pinball Carnival from Sonic Superstars that's here. One of my favorite Superstars levels, so I'm happy. Okay, let me finally talk about the core gameplay. With this being a 32 battle royale, you obviously are going against multiple different players and a variety of different challenges. There's 5 main game modes that you get to experience throughout the 3 rounds. The first round will always be run mode, which is about who can get to the finish line first. While we start with 32 players, it'll end once we get the top 16 in. Afterwards, round 2 is random and can be either survival mode, with everyone having to survive as long as possible, hunt mode, where you have to gather the most points in a set amount of time, or even team mode and have to work together as a group to win. After the second round, the remaining top 8 must compete in a third and final round to decide who's the best in the game of ring battle. And honestly, I find myself to be really bad at ring battle. It's pretty much who can collect the most rings real fast, but somehow I think I'm just too slow. But anyways, there's pretty good variety here. The randomness of what the next stage and challenge will be always leaves me feeling really excited, because I never knew what I would experience next given how fun one of the experiences I just had was. If I had to say what is the single best thing about the overall gameplay experience so far, is that it's the right amount of chaoticness. There's always so much going on that can make things a very chaotic mess of a good time. But it also doesn't feel super overwhelming. Sometimes when something is too chaotic, it can leave you feeling very stressed out and make things not fun, but with my experience with Rumble, it never ever reached that point. Everything was just the right amount, and I always loved completing a match thinking, yeah, that was fun. I can't wait for the next round. And I think that's really the best thing, or even the greatest compliment that I can give. Now, this is something I literally only learned about the other day before writing up this script, but there's an area you can go in to unlock challenges for stages. It gives you the option to play through a stage alone or with up to 4 friends and get a bonus for completing the challenge. I found this to be a pretty good way to experience stages and challenges I haven't encountered yet in a main game mode. There's really just a lot in Sonic Rumble. I haven't even talked about the shop section where you can unlock characters, different character emojis and different poses, or the fact that the customization doesn't just stop with your looks, but extends into how it affects your ability in the game with how your rewards will stack after a match, or which partner characters give you the best bonuses. I seriously plan on playing this with my own group of friends once the global launch finally comes around. I really don't have any serious criticism so far for Rumble, and I'm not saying that just because I'm an official content creator. I know the team are actively looking for feedback on how to improve things. I just really think Sonic Rumbles as it is right now is a very solid game that can bring in hours of fun, especially if you're able to get a group of friends together to play. Still, if you play the game and find any issues, then definitely let it be known politely to their official social media accounts. The Rumble team are trying their hardest to make this the best it can be. If I can be a bit personal for a bit, I'm truly thankful for this opportunity. I know I keep saying that, but I only started making Sonic content back in December of last year, and I didn't expect to build up such a following. Like, I'm honestly not sure how long I'll be in the content creator program for Rumble, but just knowing at one point in my life, my own YouTube channel that I've been working hard to build was actually linked in an official Sonic game will just stay with me for the rest of my life. This is by far one of the greatest things I've ever had the chance to experience as a Sonic fan, and really, I just can't express enough how thankful I am for this. And it's really all thanks to all of you for watching and supporting me. So yeah, thank you. So, there's currently a Sega IP collaboration going on in Rumble, where you can play as other Sega characters, and as a huge lover of not just Sonic but Sega in general, it's really exciting to see other Sega reps being represented here. There's also some teases as to more Sega characters coming, so definitely keep an eye out for them. I know they teased the characters with charades, and I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't figure out any of them. Just give me Ulala from Space Channel 5, Beat from Jet Set Radio, and Vice from Skies of Arcadia, and I'll be set. In the meantime, happy that II from Super Monkey Ball is here. Rumble will also be getting more updates. I've seen a few of my fellow content creators talking about things they wish were in the game right now, like tournament mode or spectator mode, but just know the team behind this game are definitely listening and working to add more stuff. I don't know exactly what other than what this roadmap here says, but from what I can tell from behind the scenes, Sonic Rumble seems to be in good hands. There's a passionate team working on this game that very much loves what they do and wants us to love this game too. The global launch is coming up, so mark your calendar for May 8th. If you go to the official Sonic Rumble website, you can pre-register and help us reach the reward of getting Movie Sonic playable in the game. Every pre-registration counts, so register for yourself and share it with all your friends. I have the link to the pre-registration in the description below. With that said, thank you all for watching. Take care, future Rumblers.